What are your legal rights if you're bitten by a dog? That's our topic on this episode of Main Street Law. My guest is Los Angeles attorney Peter Steinberg of Steinberg and Spencer. And Peter, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Cindy. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Good, thank you. Well, Peter, I know you handle dog bite cases, and I'd like to ask you a couple questions about that. What do you find are the most common causes of dog bites?
Well, generally, there are two causes of dog bites. One are dogs escaping from private yards, and another cause would be dogs getting away from their owners and biting individuals.
Okay. Now, are there different liability issues depending on the specific circumstances under which the dog bite occurred? In other words, is there any different liability if the dog was in its own yard where it's supposed to be, or if it had escaped into the neighborhood?
No, there really is no difference, Cindy. In California, if you're bitten by a dog, it's virtually strict liability. You're not supposed to let your dog bite people is the basic underlying premise.
Okay. Just give me a definition of strict liability. How's that different than just liability?
Really don't have to prove that the owner negligently or carelessly caused our client's injuries. It's almost automatic liability.
Okay, I understand. Now, I know a lot of people have the kind of the mentality, oh gosh, I don't want to sue anybody. Can you tell me a little bit about how does a liable party pay? In other words, if it's your dog that bit the neighborhood child, how is that handled and paid for?
Well, two things, Cindy. First of all, oftentimes we don't have to sue anybody in a dog bite case. Since they're pretty clear-cut cases, we might be able to settle the case without a lawsuit. And generally speaking, it is the homeowner's insurance that pays.
Okay. One of the things that I've found over the years is sometimes we think of a dog bite as a relatively minor occurrence, but dog bites can be very serious.
The most serious aspect of a dog bite is often scarring. I've represented many children who've had their faces bitten by dogs, which resulted in permanent scarring. There's also psychological trauma, but I think the scarring to the face and other parts of the body is the most serious aspect of a dog bite.
Peter, what is your recommendation if someone has been bitten by a dog? Do you recommend that they call an attorney? Should they deal directly with the insurance company? What do you recommend that they do?
Well, Cindy, that's a great question. First, I recommend that they get the medical attention they need, maybe go to an emergency room. And I always recommend that a client, in whatever kind of case they're in, contact an attorney, because the job of an insurance company is to pay the client as little as possible, and the job of an attorney is to get the client as much as possible.
That makes sense. Well, Peter, I thank you for your time today. And if someone has specific questions, how can they reach you?
Well, I can always be reached through our toll-free number, 1-800-350-8888. Happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Well, Peter, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome, Cindy.
Until next time, this is Cindy Speaker for Main Street Law.